Forget elaborate gear or complex rules. At its heart, soccer is chaos managed by nothing but two connected goals and a ball's perfect arc. It speaks the simplest language, the desperate pursuit of shared victory. This isn't just a game, it's a universal emotional release. The true beauty of soccer, perhaps more than its global reach, is actually how profoundly simple its rules are. At its core, it requires nothing more than open space and the rhythm of human effort. You don't need specialized equipment, just a ball and enough room to move. This almost revolutionary accessibility is what allowed it to spread across continents. Whether you're on pristine grass in a massive stadium like Camp Nou, or playing a spontaneous 5-on-5 match down a gritty, winding alleyway, the fundamental rules remain perfectly intact. That minimalist framework means that the complexity doesn't come from the rulebook. It comes entirely from the players themselves and their relentless creativity. It allows tactical depth to blossom endlessly. You can have world-class passing geometry orchestrated by a genius like Lionel Messi, or simply coordinate a spontaneous attack with your best friend after work. That ultimate fluidity means that no matter where they draw that line, human ingenuity will always find a way to make it happen. It's more than a sport. It's pure emotional theater. Soccer has this uncanny ability to tap directly into our most primal feelings, bypassing logic and going straight for the raw gut instinct. That dizzying mix of explosive joy when your team scores and that stomach-dropping ache of heartbreak when the whistle blows against you. The entire 90 minutes is essentially a high-stakes drama masterclass played out over natural grass, where nothing is guaranteed until the final whistle. Think about it. Standing in an overwhelming crowd like Wembley Stadium or on the pitch at Azteca, you aren't just watching people kick a ball. You are witnessing collective catharsis. Success feels like conquering the world, and failure feels deeply personal. It taps into tribal anxiety and belonging far deeper than any trophy ever could. The instant bond formed in that moment, cheering with thousands of strangers from different backgrounds, is the ultimate shared experience. It solidifies identity, making both winning and losing feel like a reflection of who we are as fans and as communities. It may seem like a game, but across continents and cultures, soccer is far more than just 80 minutes of running. It's woven into the very fabric of identity. Nearly every country has found this passion on green grass, making it one of humanity's greatest cultural mirrors. In Brazil, it's deeply embedded in the rhythm of Jornada asterisk, a place where samba and artistry coexist with defensive tackle. Think about the enduring rivalry between Boca Juniors and River Plate in Argentina. It isn't just football. It's a socio-economic battle waged every time Mascardi Stadium fills up. Or consider Mexico, where supporting Club America is often linked to regional pride that spans decades of fierce competition. Local histories flourish when mapped onto the pitch. Victories become collective memories. Defeating a rival town or ethnic group becomes an epic passing down through generations. It's this ability of simple sport to amplify deeply rooted narratives of class, loyalty, and self-worth that makes it so universally compelling. The game demands nothing but a ball and players, yet it speaks volumes about who we are. Before you see a perfect through ball or hear a crowd roared into delirium, remember that this sport is fundamentally tied to human motion, to the great movements of humanity itself. Many scholars argue that the foundational impulse behind soccer mirrors ancient rituals and the necessities of migration: running, kicking, defending territory. Evidence of organized ball games emerged across continents, from what archaeological digs suggest were round, communal Athenian exercises to sophisticated leisure activities in Roman times. As societies grew more complex and population centers blossomed, so did the need for structured, yet fiercely physical, group play. While formal rules evolved dramatically, the core concept remained: a shared struggle over a piece of equipment that required cooperation and grit. The modern sport we know today drew heavily from various regional codes in 19th century England, an effort to standardize wilder Victorian street games into something gentlemanly enough for global adoption. It was this blend, the primal need to gather and the structured desire for competition, that allowed it to cross oceans and cultural boundaries, ensuring that with every tackle today, you're hearing echoes from millennia of human communal history. But if you watch the replay of a perfect goal, that's just one moment. It's never truly about the flawless pass or the thunderous strike alone. What gives soccer its magnetic pull is something far more volatile and powerful: the crowd. You have to understand the collective experience, the near-primal force generated by tens of thousands of voices suddenly acting as one massive, breathing organism. Think about it. 60,000 people held in a stadium like Azteca or Wembley for 90 minutes, all sharing the same sudden gasp of anticipation. For those 3 points on the scoreboard, every person acts simultaneously. They cheer, they groan, they riot with emotion. It's a shared physiological event. It's electric, primal, and utterly communal. When Inter Milan faces Juventus in Turin, or when Brazil plays Argentina under the lights, that energy transcends sport. It becomes cultural catharsis. This mutual surrender to passion is why soccer has taken root so deeply across continents. It provides an experience of belonging that no other spectator activity can match. What makes soccer so mesmerizing to watch is that it requires two completely contradictory things from its athletes simultaneously. You have to witness this immense, brutal endurance, the grind of running for 90 minutes straight on uneven pitches. Yet then, in the span of a single second, one player can perform a move that looks less like a sport and more like balletic choreography. It truly demands a holistic physical mastery unlike any other game. It's not enough just to be fast or just to be technically skilled. Think about players like Ronaldinho or Zinedine Zidane, who could weave through defenders with such effortless grace, it seemed almost magical. But that finesse is backed up by the relentless engine that keeps them running past the 80th minute when both legs are screaming in protest. That strange, elegant combination of machine-like stamina and dancer-like touch is what fundamentally elevates soccer to a global stage. It's in that constant push and pull, the raw grit meeting ultimate art form, that we find its enduring appeal. When you look at most professional athletes playing baseball or skiing, the necessary gear alone is a financial commitment. You need cleats for the grass, ski boots for the slope. You need pitches and manicured fields that require constant upkeep. But soccer, all it truly needs is people and a ball. Think about it. You can organize an impromptu match right in the dirt, barefoot on a patch of muddy ground after a rainstorm. This immediate accessibility is perhaps its greatest advantage. Because no specialized facility or costly piece of equipment keeps it locked up, soccer's expansion was almost unavoidable. It piggybacked onto human spontaneity itself. It wasn't just a game that existed in England's pristine public parks for the wealthy. It became a global pastime because the conditions were universal. Whether you are navigating the dusty streets of Rio or playing on an uneven patch of packed earth in rural China, the rules remain brilliantly simple, and the barrier to participation is effectively zero. That underlying simplicity didn't just help it survive. It guaranteed its monumental spread across every corner of the planet. But if you strip away the tactical analysis, the pressing schemes, the deep blocks, the intricate passing patterns, you are left with something much older, much deeper. You're left with drama. It is humanity writ large on 22 yards of grass. Think about it. Nothing ignites national pride quite like wearing that specific crest. Suddenly, you aren't just a player. You represent millions of people across continents. For those few glorious weeks at the World Cup, personal ambitions fade. What matters is the squad, the shared struggle toward victory over Argentina or Germany. It's the intense bond with teammates, the unspoken language developed after grueling training sessions and celebratory late nights in Rio de Janeiro. This sport gives us a primal sense of belonging. When Liverpool fans sing those anthems together, or when Every Parisian fan screams until their voice is raw. It strips away all the complexity. They are just bound by a collective emotional need. Soccer taps into that fundamental human desire to be part of something bigger than yourself. And frankly, that need for community is universal enough to fuel billions of dreams. Ultimately, soccer is more than sport. It's anthropology. It proves that the most profound human experiences, unity, tribal drama, collective joy, can be distilled down to kicking a ball around for 90 minutes. Maybe that speaks volumes about what we truly crave: community and shared story.